There's lots of games tomorrow night, not just the Braves, and we have some picks, Higgins.
Yes, and we're not going to be on the Braves, so let's just talk about that one real quick. The Raves are facing the Braves. It's Ryan Yarbrough versus Max Fried in Atlanta, like you said earlier. There's some value here, I think, at Braves minus 1.5 at plus 145, especially if he does end up playing. That's basically the full lineup minus Freddie Freeman for the Braves, so it'll be interesting to see there. I do want to stay in the NL, though, Brett. I want to go to the NL Central to start off. I like Yu Darvish and the Chicago Cubs against the Cincinnati Reds here. The Cubs are plus 110 on the road against the Reds, and it seems like a pretty much no-brainer to me. The Cubs are at the top of the NL Central early. They're 4-1. They've won 3 straight so far, whereas the Reds, they're 1-4. They're at the bottom of the division. I think the Cubs are going to take this opportunity to create that separation between one of the teams within their own division and continue that win streak. Yu Darvish is a great pitcher, and I think Chicago's going to extend that win streak to 4.
Yeah, I think the Reds have been one of the biggest disappointments out of the gate. Brewers are probably also in that category, another NL Central team. But Luis Castillo is a power arm for the Reds. He's a really good pitcher. But yeah, I would have to lean Cubs here. I'm not going to be on this game, but I think everything you said makes sense. The Cubs are right now in the thick of it, and the Reds are kind of at the bottom of their own division.
That Chicago Cubs game is a 6:10 Eastern, 3:10 Pacific time game, and the weather looks partly cloudy. Doesn't look like there should be a rain out or anything, and it looks like it's going to be in the low 80s by the time of first pitch. So Yu Darvish, he earned a loss in his first outing. I think he's going to recorrect himself and get onto the right footing here. Cubs are going to get the win. Plus 110, lock that one in. But Brett, you are going to be going back to the East.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my pillars, my money-making pillars. Yankees overs. Yankees over 6 at currently minus 102. They play at Baltimore tomorrow night. J.A. Happ and John Means take the mound. The Yankees on the run line, minus 1.5, are only minus 140. So it kind of looks like it's going to be a competitive game tomorrow night, but I think the Yankees are going to score runs. I don't know what the Orioles are going to do, so I'm going to be on that Yankees over 6.
Yankees over 6. The overall over is at 10. Should be interesting. Neither Happ nor Means have pitched so far this season, so it'll be their first outing for each of them. It'll be interesting to see how that goes so far, because each team has gone 2-1, which is a bit of a surprise for the Orioles so far. They weren't expected to be that good, and they've got a winning record coming out of their first series.
Yeah, and obviously people are excited to see the Yankees back on the field. They had a little 2-day hiatus there. They were supposed to play the Phillies, the other team involved in this whole Marlins stuff going on. But we got the Yankees playing the Orioles. The Yankees over actually cashed tonight for me. That was Wednesday night, and I look forward to having it happen again on Thursday, hopefully.
Now, Brett, I do have one more MLB pick. There's a bunch of games tomorrow. There's the Red Sox, Mets. There's the Royals, Tigers, Rays, Braves, like I mentioned, Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Mariners, Angels, and I think there's even a couple other games that aren't out with lines yet when we're recording this on Wednesday night that I'll put the lines of the games that I did mention there as we have them in the graphic beside me, but the game I do want to talk about before we move away from the MLB is the Cleveland Indians versus the Minnesota Twins. This is in Minnesota, and I like the over 8.5 here, Brett, and it's rather simple in terms of why. So Jose Barrios is 0-0. He did start one game though, and he allowed 5 runs. His ERA is 11.25 right now. As opposed to Shane Bieber, who's 1-0, did not allow a run, though. So, Barrios allowing 5 runs in his opening outing with the over-under being at 8.5. I feel like that over-under is sitting pretty low right now, and I'm taking over 8.5 at minus 115.
Well, this is one of those early trends, Higgins. Twins and the overs are hitting, and Rangers home games and the under are hitting. So any game at the Rangers' new ballpark, take an under. any game with the Minnesota Twins taking over, and you'd be looking pretty good right now. So I like that you're staying on that trend, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, it pays off for you. Josh Donaldson went deep the other night. You know that the Twins led the league in home runs a year ago, so scoring runs is not the Twins' problem.
Of the 4 games that the Twins have played so far, they're in the middle of a game right now that's live against the Cardinals, so we don't know necessarily if this will ring true throughout it, but the lowest amount that they've had in a game total is 9 runs.
Yeah.
So all 4 of their games hit the over of 8.5 so far. I don't know if tonight will yet. They're playing the Cardinals, like I mentioned. Let me see what the live score is right now. It's bottom of the 7th. Twins are winning 3-0. So this one might not match the rest of that, but there's a few more innings. You never know. I mean, the Cardinals could potentially score some runs, and it turns into a different ball game potentially. So who knows? But the the data shows with the Twins that they can give up a lot of runs very easily, as was shown in their first few games, or that they can score a lot of runs. So 8.5 feels like a low number to me.